Good morning, everybody. My name is Fallon, and I am a self acceptance life coach. And I wanted to talk with you a little bit this morning about kind of a tendency that I'm noticing in my world. And I know you guys will be able to relate. So, have you ever ended up in a space in your life where you have become so consumed by what you need to be doing that it rules your entire life? So, consumed, meaning that you are not focused on anything else. Your entire day, start to finish, is spent worrying about this one thing. So for me, this comes up a lot. This is something that I didn't necessarily recognize until recently. So what I am finding in my world is that anytime I have this stress or this push, drive, force, as you know, these are my trigger words. Anytime I'm in that space, I usually find that I am also in this area of being consumed, being so busy that I don't have time to put towards anything else. Have you ever heard yourself say these things? If you have, comment below. I'm sure I'm not alone, but it would be nice to know I'm not. So over this last week and a half, I have been in this space of feeling completely overwhelmed, burned out, consumed by what's going on in my life. And I realized that anytime you're in that space of pushing, forcing, being consumed by what's going on and not focusing on anything else, it leads to burnout and overwhelm, which sounds like, okay, no kidding, of course. Um, but it was a big realization for me. Um, I know that I have certain tools in my toolbox, we talk about this all the time, that help me when I'm in that space of burnout and overwhelm and whatever. I also have a very strong awareness and mindfulness of what's going on around me. When I allow myself to get into this consumed space where that's all I'm worrying about from start to finish in my day, that's the first thing that goes out the window. And it's also the thing that would help me the most in this time in my life. So, have you ever been in this space? Is it a space you're currently in right now and don't know how to get out of? This is an area that obviously is very close to my heart because I go through this too. This is something that I believe is part of the human experience and potentially even part of the programming that we have in our heads that is very inauthentic to how we want to go through life. So, I again want to call out to anyone who is interested in having a chat with me to see what we can do working together to help get you out of that space. I personally was in that space over the last week and a half. So I'm going to briefly share with you kind of what I have done to get out of it and how I'm starting to move towards a better space today. And I'm feeling so much better, even though I'm not completely out of the zone yet. I think really that's the key, is finding whatever it is for you that feels authentic, that feels like what you want to be spending your time on, that you're not doing because you're so busy. This is something that there are some people out there that know immediately and inherently what they want out of life, what makes them happy, where they would like to be going. But if you're like me, this takes some digging. This takes finding what's going on underneath the surface to know what really matters. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. It's just something that I haven't necessarily put a lot of effort and time toward in my life, and I didn't know what I wanted and where I wanted to be going. So I gave myself the greatest gift I've ever given myself, in that I allowed myself that time to find what was going to be fulfilling for me. And I'm totally getting off on a tangent here, but it is amazing to give yourself that gift and to step into that area where you know that you're worth it enough and that you have given yourself that time to find what matters and what makes you fulfilled. So, my entire goal for everyone is, to live a life of self acceptance, authenticity, being you all the time without apologizing for it, and finding a way to flourish in your world in your way. So, but back to what I was talking about. What did I do to get myself back on track? Firstly, I started out with a pity party. This is something that I grew up with. It's something my mom started from the time we were young. And a pity party is just what it sounds like. You take an evening to feel bad for yourself, to eat ice cream, to cuddle in a blanket and do absolutely nothing. Whatever it is that makes you feel better in your moments. And then from there, when you wake up the next day, you pick yourself up, you brush yourself off, and you move forward. You have forward momentum and an action plan, hopefully, that helps you to move in the direction you want to go. So, what I have started doing is regaining control of my outer world. So, my house is a bit of a shambles at the moment. So, I made myself a list and I have been very slowly going through and starting to complete some of those things. This requires a huge amount of graceful ease and giving myself that chance to not expect everything to be done in an instant and to not go beyond my capabilities for that day. So, that I will say for sure. What do you do in these moments that helps pick you up, brush yourself off, and move forward? For somebody, that could be their morning cup of coffee. It could be that moment where you just slow down, to, for lack of a better term, stop and smell the roses. Give yourself that time. I am truly interested in what works for you because what works for me may not work for everyone. So I hope everyone has a fantastic day, a great week. I am so excited to be back on track and getting back to the things that matter to me and giving myself that gift of time and doing things that make me happy, things that make me feel good going forward. So, thank you, everyone. I hope that you're doing well, and thank you for your patience over the last few days when I haven't been on my Instagram, and we'll start again fresh. Thanks, guys. Bye.